Good afternoon, Springfield staff, students, and family. I am LaShondra Patton. This is Arshisa Foley, Danielle Byers, Danielle Ward, Audrey Smith, and we are RAD, Researchers Against Drugs and Delinquency. Our research explored adolescent substance abuse and its effect on juvenile crime. The problem among youth is that the use of alcohol and other drugs has been linked to unintentional injuries, physical fights, academic, occupational problems, and illegal behavior. The rate of drug abuse among adolescents remains unacceptably high and is associated with other risky sexual behavior, academic failures, and involvement with the criminal justice system. In 2010, the Texas Juvenile Probation Commission found that 25% of all juveniles referred were frequent drug users. In 2009, 47% of children committed to the Texas Youth Commission were chemically dependent. Less than half of these chemically dependent children received some type of substance treatment. Substance abuse often increases recidivism and reflects a deeper involvement in the juvenile justice system. Severe substance abuse is associated with increased rates of juvenile crime. The purpose of our research is to raise awareness in the community of the effects of adolescent substance abuse on the juvenile crime rate. The awareness in turn will spark the organizing of prevention programs for the issue in the said community. The key questions that we explored were, what are the contributing factors of juvenile substance abuse? What is the relationship between adolescent substance abuse and juvenile crime? Next is Arshisa to present the methodology.
Methodology. The type of research that we used was the qualitative study. The reason why we used this for this project was our project was based on interviews and surveys. The participant used for this survey was the professional staff and the counselors at the Fort Bend County Juvenile Detention Center. The research instruments used were surveys. The type of procedure used for this study was surveys with yes or no questions. We labeled each question in each survey by placing a code on each survey. For this project to engage with the community, we used the approach of getting permission to speak with the staff, handing out surveys, having a list of survey questions, and collecting surveys. Okay, our next speaker is Ms. Byers.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I will be giving you a brief description of the community in the Richmond-Rosenberg area. Richmond-Rosenberg is a large community in the Fort Bend County. It has a business-friendly atmosphere with a strategic location located on Interstate 59 and connects to Interstate 10. This community accesses a diverse and technically skilled workforce, undeveloped land, rail, and utility infrastructure. The community also has family-friendly festivities and events. This community maintains a large cluster of manufacturers as well as pharmaceutical companies, food packing distributions, energy services, and related industries. Now I will be giving you the detention demographics for 2014 by age. Looking at the 2014 demographic detainees, ranging from ages 10 to 17, the felonies were highest among our 16-year-olds. Class A misdemeanors were also highest among our 16-year-olds as well. Class C misdemeanors were the highest among our 15-year-olds. Our 17-year-olds committed the least amount of felonies, and the least amount of Class A and C misdemeanors were committed by our 10-year-olds and our 17-year-olds. The history of the issues in the community. The issues in the community are illegal drug use, which in turn affects the juvenile crime rate. The Juvenile Detention Center is an 80-bed facility consisting of both individual rooms and dormitories. There are 3 dormitories holding 8 juveniles each, with 1 being reserved for the Juvenile Leadership Academy for those students who present exemplary behavior. Our community investors are the Fort Bend County parents, local business owners, and Fort Bend County schools. Next, we'll have our community assets, which are the Fort Bend County Libraries, the YMCA, the Young Men's Christian Association, the Boys and Girls Club, as well as affordable housing. Next, I will turn it over to Danielle Ward, who will give us the literature.
Good afternoon. According to psychologist Lauren Cardoso, there have been extensive scientific investigations done over the last 10 to 15 years on the problem of juvenile delinquency and its root cause. K.M. Banham-Bridges' research found that there are numerous factors that contribute to juvenile delinquency. Some of those factors are physical factors, mental factors, home conditions, school conditions, neighborhood conditions, as well as occupational conditions. Substance abuse also plays a large role in the causation of crime in later adolescence as well as in adulthood. And this is the issue that our team sought to research and seek a resolution for in the Fort Bend County target area. Adolescent substance abuse is a delinquency in itself in that it plays a large role in other delinquencies such as stealing, sex offenses, and disturbing the peace. I will now turn the floor over to Mrs. Audrey Smith.
Thank you, Danielle. Good afternoon. We passed out 26 surveys to the directors, counselors, and the staff of the Fort Bend Detention Center. We received back 22 of those 26 surveys. The purpose of the survey is to help us to understand the contributing factor of juvenile substance abuse and its effects on crime in the Fort Bend area. The survey consists of 5 questions where the answers will be yes or no, or check all that applies. Here are the questions. Is the home environment contributing factor to the adolescent substance abuse in the Fort Bend area? Yes or no? What are some of those factors from the home environment that contribute to adolescents' drug addiction? Is educational environment a contributing factor to adolescent substance abuse in the Fort Bend area? If yes, what are some of those factors from the educational environment that contribute to adolescent drug addiction? Does the abuse of substance lead to crime? If yes, what are some of those specific drugs? And how does it increase juvenile risky behavior? Are adolescent substance abusers more likely to commit crime under the influence of a specific drug? Yes or no? In your opinion, what is the connection between adolescent substance abuse, and juvenile crime. Research has shown in the home environment, the factors are 18 surveys said parenting style, morals and values, verbal, physical, and sexual abuse. 19 said single parent home, only child, family history, income level of the household, and death in the family. 6 surveys said sleep disorders. 4 said religion and other are contributing factors. Now we asked what was the explanation of some of those home environment factors, and the explanations are 17 said parenting style, lack of supervision, too liberal about drugs, family history of drug abuse, lack of male figure, child abuse, which caused children to turn to drugs, low self-esteem, self-medicated. 4 said being the only child caused depression and lack of communication. And 9 said death, unresolved issues, grief, and poverty. Now, in the educational environment factors, these contributing factors are 15 said peer pressure, bullying, learning disabilities. 8 said economic instability and health. And 1 said class size is too large. Now, 22 of the surveys said yes to abuse of substance lead to crime. Now, the specific drugs that the survey said, synthetic drugs, alcohol, marijuana, cocaine, benzodiazepine, and Xanax. And no one responded to the risky behavior question. Also, 22 surveys said that substance abuse are more likely to commit crime under the influence of a specific drug, which I showed you the specific drugs that they said. The connection between substance abuse and crime are lack of parenting style, lack of parenting guidance, supervision, peer pressure, media, poverty, and health issues. And now I will turn it back to Danielle, where she will share our action plan.
RAD has worked together to create a 3-part action plan. We decided that we will be visible in Fort Bend County Town Hall meetings, which we missed the April meeting, but we will be there for the next couple of meetings to pass out flyers to advertise our awareness classes, as well as information packets on the issue of adolescent substance abuse. The Fort Bend County Library has agreed to let us hold our student and family empowerment classes for teens at their facility on Gulfview Drive, This class will focus on making kids aware of the dangers of substance abuse and also helping them find ways around falling into the traps of adolescent substance abuse and juvenile delinquency. We will also hold SAFE classes for parents, and we came up with the acronym SAFE because we didn't want to call them parenting classes to make people think that we feel they're not being good parents or we're the gurus and the know-it-alls of parenting this day and time. But the safety, awareness, and family education classes for the parents will pretty much, they'll be held in the local churches where we think that the parents will be a little more comfortable and receptive to the information that we have to give them. And we're going to focus on enlightening parents on the dangers of substance abuse for adolescents as in the teens and tweens classes. Whew. And we will also teach parents some of the signs to look for in adolescents that may be abusing substances. Our third and final part of RAD's action plan is to recommend to the school board that the Fort Bend County Independent School District offer professional development sessions for not just the teachers in the classroom with these kids, but as well as the staff that are interacting with them every day, to also help them to understand and to know what are some of the warning signs that they should look for. This concludes our presentation of exploring adolescent substance abuse and its relationship on the juvenile crime. And before we open the floor for a few brief questions and answers, we'd like to just say a couple of thank yous to the Fort Bend County Juvenile Detention Center and our community partner, Ms. Cynthia Hepler. We'd like to thank our technical advisor, Ms. Tracy Scott Brooks. Big thank you to Ms. Professor Janice Bruner, for working tirelessly to get us to this point. And we'd also like to say thank you to you, the Springfield College community as a whole. Question?
First, again, an excellent presentation. The collaboration effort on your research, there's a 2-year window. It seemed like we're more just active, reactive mode. Are there strategies in your research to collaborate to try to get the young folks in 12 or 13? Because it looks like the data suggests that it's the 14 and 16-year-old. Fort Bend is probably one of the more faster growing counties in our country. So did you guys reach out for more resources as far as collaboration is concerned?
Thank you for asking that question. Well, one thing, Fort Bend Detention Center, it has abundance of research that is offered at the facility for those children that are in the facility, plus for those who have to see either their probation officers that they have to meet. Now, what we're suggesting to help to collaborate that is by trying our best to get family members and the community to participate to help get education to them quicker. So that way, before they get to 10 or 12 years old, the parents will have the necessary tools. And then that way, working with the community, the family members, and also with the police department to help educate, hopefully we can deter less statistics with that age group. Did that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Another question? No other questions? Okay. No, one more question, hold on. Sure, okay.
Thank you, Ms. Bell.
In the beginning, you described your study as being qualitative. Maybe I misunderstood. You said that you had questions that were yes and no, but it seems like when you were presenting the data, you also had some open-ended questions. Is that correct?
Dr. Davila, that is correct. When I read on my slide, it said the questions were either yes or no, or check all that applies. So some questions was yes, but then for us to get that contributing factor information that we needed to get, we had to, kind of help them by listing certain answers to see. And so that's how we were able to get those results. So to answer your question, they're yes and no, and some open-ended.
Anything else? So, thank you again.
We have one more group, and we'll have just a very short, 2 more groups? Oh, yeah, so we'll have like a 2-minute short break, and then we will have our final, group.